my wife runs the, I'm not a salesperson. That's a cost. Now, I have to pile on this side, I come up with on this side of the coin, of what makes this business worth it. Yeah, but John, I understand you don't have the time. Man, I felt about the same way about time. I didn't have a lot of time either, but you know what I thought? If I didn't find some time, how was I ever going to send my kids to college? How are you going to send your kids to college someday when they have to go based on the job they have now? Is that going to happen? No, you got to find something better to do. How about the new car you were talking about? You said your car, the windows aren't going up and down anymore. You need a new car, right? Hey, what if this business did nothing for you, but with my help, I showed you how to get a new car? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth a couple hours of your time? Right? So how many, what about vacation? You talk about, you haven't been on a vacation for a long time. Wouldn't you like to take some nice vacations with you and your family? This business will let you do that. Right? You say you're tired of working for your boss. You're worried about your job. You're worried about if it's even going to be here in a couple of years, you told me. You told me that. You don't know. Isn't it worth a couple of hours of your time today to have some security so that in the future you don't have to worry about that job anymore? Does that make sense? See, I'm not talking about he doesn't have the time. I'm talking about what if you found just a bit of time? What it could mean to you. So how many rocks can I put on this side of the seesaw? A ton. I can talk forever about all the benefits that they can get. So here's the secret to this. Look at it this way. This teeter-totter. If this side of the teeter-totter goes down, the seesaw, you're going to get a no. In other words, he put more objections than you put worth, value. Value to him, not value to you. Don't worry about your goals. Find his goals. Find what makes it worth it for him or her, right? If this side of the coin goes down, you get a yes, right? Because you put more worth than he can put objections. And you help him overcome this fear through worth, through value that you put into business. And if all you do is this, in other words, you are good. You are very good at handling his objections. Oh, you can have the time. Look, I know what you're doing. You're not doing anything on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights and, well, right? All you do is take away his objections. So now the seesaw, the teeter-totter is flat. What's the answer?
I'll think about it.
I'll think it over. I'll think about it. So every time you have someone talking about I'll think about it, you haven't put enough worth. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay. I mean, if you were going to hand him a $50,000 check, what's he got to think about? You say, give me that check. Tell me what to do. So always look at it from that point of view. Does that make sense? Yes. Any questions? Yes.
That makes, I have a sentence, but nothing over there you said would have me personally, and maybe I'm an anomaly. Cars and all of that stuff, and maybe because of my age, been there, done all that. What sold me was the product.
That's fine. Well, but I'm not talking about the product now. I'm talking about the business.
That's
what if I showed you how to help your son not have to worry about money ever again? Well, you could take him. Understand?
Yeah.
Now, you can love the product. You can love the product, and I would say, listen, you love this product. You know what it's done for you. Don't you feel like you should share it with some other people?
That's
okay. Now, no, because I got to make you want to go and make some money.
Okay.
I want to sell you the business. Now I got to find what you want. I know what you want. I just heard it a little while ago. Your son, wouldn't you want to do this for your son?
Yes.
Or your grandson? Wouldn't you want him to have a better life, a secure life for the future?
Yes.
See, that's the rock.
Because he's going to be here after me.
So you do have to know who the individual is. Dollars and cents. A car might not work. A travel might not work. The job, everybody's different. See? That's why I said it's not about your goals. It's about their goals. Everybody has something they want. Okay? Any other questions? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about another little concept about helping people to make a decision. It's called the closing cycle. Very important. Okay. and something that people have a challenge with. Closing cycle is this. You ask a closing question. Okay? The first step to any close is to ask a closing question. Remember the one I said, would you like to make a lot of money, little money, or just be a customer? That's a closing question. The second step, after asking the closing question, is to shut up and listen. Shut up's not a nice word, but I mean, not nice words. Because most people, especially once they get excited about this business, they have a tendency to barf on everything they know, and they want to keep talking, and they want to keep selling, and they want to keep telling people about how great it is and whatever, right? It's like that story about the preacher. The guy goes to church, and this preacher's doing a great sermon, and this sermon is so good, it's the best sermon he has heard. I mean, this preacher this Sunday is doing the best job he's ever done. And so when the plate comes around, he just takes out, he takes $100 bill and puts it in there. It's the best. And he's never put that much in a plate before. And the preacher keeps talking. And it's a great sermon, and it's a wonderful sermon. But now it's getting kind of, it's been an hour or so, and he's still talking, right? And, the football game starts in about an hour from now. I gotta get home. Right. So the plate comes around, and he puts in $10. And the preacher keeps talking. And now we're down to about 2 hours, and we've got 15 minutes. The football game's going to start, man. I got to get home. And the plate comes around, he grabs 50. All right? And the point being that can you oversell something that's good? Yes. And we have some people who do that, right? That's who was it up there yesterday saying, just try it, and kept saying, just try it. Kept saying, just try it. Man, that's magic. What's in it? I don't know. But give it a try. How does it work? I don't know. But give it a try. It's guaranteed. If it doesn't work, you get your money back. That's magic. The more you learn, the worse it'll get for you. Because you'll start explaining, and you'll spend all your time explaining the product. And you'll learn about resveratrol, and you'll learn about ellagic acid, and you'll learn about the herbs, and you'll learn about the Extranol 24, and you dump all of this on them, and finally you say, well, you're ready to buy, and they say, well, let me think about that. And you just wasted an hour, right, of your time. That's right. Just to get them to try it. Terry was all right. Zip it and zip it. Right. Zip it. Rip it and zip it. Zip it. So you've got to learn to become a good listener. Once you ask that closing question, stop selling and become a good listener. Very seldom do people say yes or say no. They don't like to be sold. So people, even who want to say yes, who have been sold, who believe that this looks like a good deal, many times will come up with an objection. They'll do that because they don't want to be easy. It's like the guy who goes to buy a car. He goes down, he sees the car, it's got perfect color, the interior is exactly right, everything, man, this is the car he wants. Here comes the salesman. The salesman comes over and says, can I help you? So, well, I'm just thinking about it. This is a beautiful car, it looks just like, the guy said, well, what size is that engine in there? And these tires, what size are they? How's the water? He's got to ask these things because he doesn't want to be easy. He doesn't want to say, that's the one I want. Give me the car, and I'll give you it. I'll sign wherever you want. He knows that's the one he wants, right?
Yes.
And then what does the smart salesman do? The smart salesman says, well, listen, I understand all those things. Here, why don't you sit in here, Tim, and I'll take your wife, Lori, over here, and we'll put her in the passenger seat. And he says, Lori, this car matches the color of your eyes. I'm telling you, this car. Have they just bought a car? Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Okay? So you've got to, people will come up with objections just because they don't want to be easy, right? So you listen, and they will probably come up with some objection, one of those 6 that we talk about. And the way they come up with that objection, especially if they're positive, is this. Have you ever heard this word?
Yes, bud.
Yes, bud. Yes, they say. You want to make a lot of money or little money? the business might help, and you shut up and you listen, they say, yes, but do you, does this product really work like you tell me it works? Yes, but does this, isn't that true? They don't want to say yes, but they're saying, so here's the secret. This yes, all you have to do is get rid of the but, the but. Isn't that right? And it's a yes. So the way you get rid of that is by not answering an objection. That's the big point I'm making today, right? Is you handle an objection. And the way you handle an objection is by answering their question. Someone says, yes, but does this product really work like you said it works? If I can prove to you that this product works as good as I've been telling you, now, you want to make a lot of money, a little money, or just be a customer? He didn't ask you to prove it to him, he said, does it? You say, yes. And if I prove it to you, and he says, well, sure, if you can prove it to me, good. Let's get you some home, here's some product, let's get this product, I want you to try it, fill out this application. Tomorrow, I'll be back for the money for this application, because you're going to feel this product. Does that make sense? Okay? He says, yes, bud, does this product sell? If I can prove to you that the product sells like I told you it sells, now, would you like to make a lot of money, a little money, or just be a customer? Don't prove it to him until he says yes. Because what if he says, does this product really work like this? And now you go in all the detail and you tell him testimonials and you tell him all of this stuff, and now you're done. Now you want to get started? Well, I don't know, I'll think about it. No, you want to get the yes and then do the work. Are you with me?
Yes.
Frank?
So sometimes you can go through this circle, maybe, or the cycle 3 times with one person, 4 times, 5
times, 10 times.
You just keep going around and around.
Just keep going around and around a circle, that's right. Right? Does the product really work? Well, if I can prove the product works, now are you ready to get started and make the kind of money that we're talking about?
No.
Well, yeah, but does it really sell? If I can prove to you that it sells like we told you it sells. Now, would you like to make a lot of money, a little money, or just be a customer? Shut up and listen. Well, yeah, but, I don't know if I have the time. Well, listen, if I can make it worth your time and show you how it's worth your time, now, would you like to make a lot of money, a little money? I don't prove it to him until he says, and when he finally says, well, sure, if you can prove that to me, I'll do it. Great. Now it's worth my time. Now I'll take him home, take him to the neighbor, knock on the neighbor's door, say, here, look at this great product we have, let me show you how this works, and sell them a bottle. See, told you it sells. I just sold your neighbor a bottle. It works. Now, sign right here. Give me your money. With me?
Yes.
Okay. Does all of this make sense? Any questions? Great.
Yes.
Okay. Now, again, this is great to show some of your top people. But make sure that you're teaching your new people, your youngest people, when they're showing you this company, the Symmetry at a glance, how to ask the closing question. The new people, young people. They have to learn to say, you want to make a lot of money, a little money, or just be a customer. You've got to come up with, now maybe that saying for you is not the right one. Maybe you want to use a different one in your team. But it cannot be a yes or a no. It has to be something that gives me a result. Is that fair? You might say, I don't know, you might, I don't know what else to say. That's what I always say. It's easy. You want to make a lot of money or little money or just be a customer? How can you get more simple than that? You say, well, Rudy, what if they want to say no? Don't worry, they'll say no. You don't have to ask them for no. So just keep it simple. Now, once you've taught them that, your new people, and they're using the Symmetry at a glance with that closing question, then later on, when you're having a training, go through some of these things, right? With your more serious distributors, so they get the concept of why they need to do that. And one other magic one that has always worked, that I know all of you know because you've heard it and seen it many times, it's called, what's that?
Feel felt time. Feel felt time. Feel
Feel, felt, and found. no matter what the objection. I don't have the time. Hey, George, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way because I was working full-time and I had, you know, the kids at home to worry about, and I didn't have much time either. But you know what I found? I found that if I didn't do something different today, life was not going to change unless I changed. And if I wanted tomorrow to be better than today, I'm already swamped. I need to find a little bit of time today. Does that make sense? Okay? Because he says, man, I don't have the money. Yeah, I understand how you feel. I was the same way. I was stone flat broke. Right? I felt exactly the same way. But you know what I found? I found that if I didn't do something different now, how is that going to be different 6 months from now or 6 years from now? I'm still going to be broke. I better do something different now. So to find $600, is it worth finding $600 now to make tomorrow better, to make a year better for your kids, for your grandkids? Or I don't know, whatever goals you have. But I found it was worth it for me to go borrow that money. And I'll help you get it back. Wouldn't that work? So, feel, felt, and found. Simple. Okay, any questions? All right, so the comment is, please, as the leaders of the company, one of the best things you can do leaving here, the number one goal is to duplicate your business. Teach every single person in your business how to duplicate. Not to be you, to be themselves with a system. Isn't that cool? To make sure they're themselves, but they have a system.
That chart's the best thing.
It is.
It's kind of that key.
Yep. They carry it everywhere. Now, you've got a lot of assets to use on top of this, and new apps on the Symmetry app. If you're serious about the business, you've got to use that app. Especially if you want to get some of the younger people in the business.
Yeah.
That Symmetry app is magic. That'll make you a ton of money. Because now you've got Dr. Mark in your pocket all the time. Someone says, well, tell me about that resveratrol. You say, you know, I'm not a doctor. I have a hard time explaining it, but watch this. You say, but I do know all about resveratrol. I want to tell them. No, you don't tell them. It's better to show them the video. Why? Because when it's done, the guy is saying, I can do that. If you sell it to him, he's going to say, wow, this guy knows a lot about that product. But I could never do that. Doesn't that make sense? See? You wind up sounding smart and going broke. It's better to make Dr. Mark sound smart and get rich. Because they can duplicate him. How about showing the plan? Brandon is about to make some new, aren't you? Some new videos, short videos of explaining the plan?
Yes.
That are going to go up on that app. So we're going to keep making that app more valuable for you. Where all you have to do is show this. Even showing the plan. When you can do your story, you can talk about the company, so on, and then say, now watch this, here's the plan. And Brandon gets on there and says there's 4 ways to make income, 1 way is retail, this, and in 3 minutes, explain the plan. Now you can move on. That's how you make money. Isn't that cool? Yes, sir.
You might have answered my question, but I just wanted to hear it clear. Would it be a video in the back office to explain on how to get around as far as the app is concerned? You know, because you could open up an app just like going into the back office, but if you don't know where to go, you can get lost in it, in the functionality of it.
Well, I think, guys, John, Randy, you'll have to help me on this, but I think the app is kind of self-explanatory. It's not as complicated as a website.
Okay.
Okay, it's much more simple. It has videos on it. It has the, how to get started and those things on it. But the answer is yes. If you have any problems navigating it, then you call John or call Brandon or call and make sure.
Okay.
1-800 line as well.
Call the 1-800 line.
But we can create a simple video down the road on how to use, certain aspects of the app,
right,
down the road. But yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, there actually was a PowerPoint. There was a webinar that's recorded. It's in the back office, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Is to make sure you know how to use the app, and you can teach a new person how to use the app.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But what will happen is, once you learn how to use it, the new people you start, what are they going to do?
Well, yeah, I gotta teach them on how to use it.
No.
What?
You are teaching them.
Oh,
Because
okay.
when you start them with the app, guess what they're gonna do?
Oh, they're gonna start others with the app too, by doing, so they're
They'll
gonna
do
see how,
exactly what you
right,
did.
okay,
That's the whole idea behind duplication. Is to
okay.
make sure that you're doing it, they will copy you. If you're doing one thing and then telling them to do another, it ain't gonna happen. They will do what you did,
Okay.
okay?
Mhm.
You'll find that if you enroll people by using, I don't know, I'll say, a newspaper ad, what will they wanna do? Use newspaper ad. If you enroll them by, talking to them one-on-one, what will they wanna do? Talk to people one-on-one.
Okay.
They'll do what you did.
So within this whole, scenario for gaining business partner, we can use, like I say, there's the business plan and probably like, I remember we used to have a short video about the system and everything. Would that be in there too?
About how to use
How
the
to,
system?
well, yeah, about the complaint. You know, somewhat, when you had a video that showed people the different levels and everything on how to come in, you had a video like that.
That's gonna be our napkin presentation already
Yeah.
down the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the
We're gonna
presentation, okay.
simplify it for you
Right.
on this app. We're gonna
Okay.
make it, we're gonna make a video that explains the business in 3 minutes,
Awesome, awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Because people don't care how it works.
Right. Oh, okay.
Nobody, most people never understand how this business works. You heard what this gentleman said the other day. I still don't understand. Look at the money he's made and then level that, right?
Right.
And most people don't care how it works. What they want to know is, what will it do for me?
What would it do for me?
So your job is to get across that if you do this, you're going to make X.
What would it
If you
do for me?
do this, you're going to
Okay.
make Y.
Okay.
If you can get that across to the new person,
Uh-huh.
they have time later on to learn the business.
Okay. Okay.
True?
Mhm.
So don't spend a lot of time on the comp plan and the facts and how it works.
Right.
Really, it all boils down to, if you don't recruit, you don't get paid out for how the comp plan is.
Pardon me?
That's just it. If you don't recruit, you don't get paid out for how the comp plan works.
That's right.
It doesn't matter.
That's right.
The rest is irrelevant. You gotta get your people going, and worry about that weekly check, everything else will fall in place.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
It's that simple.
Okay.
Right. So you make a rapid income, if you go and you get 4 people involved, you're gonna make 3, how much is it? 4 people, you make, for 2 people.
$600.
How much?
600.
300 if you get 4 people involved, right? Plus the quick start bonus.
If you get 4 people involved, it's 600, you make 600.
Yes, sir, that's what's up.
You get 4 people involved, you make $600 with the quick start.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way the rapid income works is, listen, I'm gonna help you go get some customers, but I'm gonna help you get 4 people. When you do that, you made $600. Now we're gonna teach those 4 to do the same thing. You made $1,000. You wanna make that $1,000 this week or this month? Wow, this month. Okay, good. Let's get you started.
Okay.
They don't care how it happened.
Uh-huh.
There was 25% of this or 10% of that or 20, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right? We teach those 4 to do that same thing down to 3 levels, you're making yourself $2,000 a month. Teach them to do that to 5 levels, you're making $6,000 a month. When do you want to start, now or tomorrow?
And I left your office that day out there 3 years ago, on the comp plan, you were talking about, you guys all understand this, if you enroll 20 people, your first level enrollment goes from 7% to 17, you all know that, right?
Right, yes. Mhm.
And that day I left your office, got on an airplane, come back, I just wrote down 70 names. I said, I gotta get 20 people involved, I want that 17%. First month, 23 people enrolled, got 17%. That's the only thing I remember coming out of the office that day. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, gotta do it.
Okay, we all sold on that? Any questions? All right, then, let's move on. We're supposed to be done in what, 11, about a half hour?
Uh-huh.
Okay, here are some things, you guys are the leaders of the business. Here are some things that I believe that over the years that I've seen that cause people not to reach those big goals that you've been talking about. Negative, not to reach them. Okay? Yesterday we talked about some positive things you can do. Here's some negatives that happen. Number 1, and that is trying to reinvent the wheel. The people who don't do good in this business are the ones who are always trying to look for another way, a new method, right? To make another change. People hate change, right? So stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Find the system. We are giving you a system. Are we telling you have to use this particular one? Maybe you want to modify it a little because it's your business, your culture, your business. That's okay. I wouldn't. I know this works, right? So I would just duplicate this over and over and over again, get better at doing it. It's kind of like dancing, okay? I'm not a good dancer. But if you wanted to learn how to do a waltz, aren't there certain steps to do a waltz? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those steps are the same. Now I got a question. If I do a waltz, or if I try to learn to do a waltz, what steps would I use?
Same one.
The same ones. But if Fred Astaire does a waltz, remember Fred Astaire? He did a waltz. What steps did he use?
Same one.
Dang, the same steps. He didn't change the steps. What did he do? He perfected it. He got excellent at those steps. Isn't that right? Doesn't change the steps, he just gets better and better at doing what the steps are. And that's the secret to it. Because if you come up with a simple little system, now your job is, how do I get better at this system? How do I tell my I story more simple, more short? How do I teach my people to keep that I story short, simple, yet effective? I'm just going to get better at it. How do I tell the story about the company, the wellness, the industry? Shorter, better, more concise, and more simple, so that it gets across. Not change the system. True? Tell you one thing that happened. As you know, one of my hobbies is racing, right? And when I first started to race, this goes back in the mid, 80s or so on. I had a car built, a race car, and I'm out on a track, and I am convinced. I am going and testing. I am practicing. I'm doing everything I can. And I'm still about almost a second off of the leaders. Now, second in racing, even though it's a 2-mile track, 1 second is the lifetime. Okay? It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a long time. And I've been working hard on it. I'm convinced. I'm telling the guy who was my car builder, Al, I'm saying, Al, this car, there's something wrong with it. It will not go any faster. And Al keeps saying, no, it's you. It's you. You got to get better. And I'm saying, it's not me. It's this darn car. You got to fix this car. You got to make it better. And of course, there are limits on everything, on the shocks, on the tires, on the engine. So you can't do any better unless you're going to cheat. He keeps telling me no. So one day we're at Sears Point Racetrack, and we're practicing. It's a test day. And an old friend of mine, this guy named Darren Brassfield, I knew his dad very well. Darren was a professional race car driver. He was in the Trans Am Series, and he happened to be at the racetrack that day testing his Corvette. And he was a pro driver. So I went to Darren. I said, Darren, do me a favor. Get in this car for me. Now, mine was a small BMW, right? He's a pro driver, right? And I'm asking him to get in his little car. I said, Darren, please do me a favor. Get in this car and tell this idiot guy who's building it for me what's wrong with it. Darren goes out in my car, right? He does 2 laps, and he's already broken the track record, going faster than the leaders of our class, because we were all amateurs, right? He was a pro. Within 2 laps, he's going faster in my car than the leaders were. Guess what happened after that? I shut up. Right? The point I'm trying to make is, it's not trying to change something that makes you better. It's getting better at what you're doing. You getting better at it. And from that minute on, and it was actually Al, what I did was I took every turn of the 12 turns, every single turn, broke it down, and I got better, one at a time on every turn, by 1/10 of a second. A turn. Well, 1/10 on 12 turns, wow. 1/10 of a second is a lot on the track, but if you do that, got the idea? Yeah. And so that's what you have to do, is get better at doing what you're doing, not changing it, not coming up with another system or another method. I love what Terry's doing. He's got a simple system, the zip and sip it, right? Zip it and sip it.
Rip it.
Rip it and zip it right there. I don't know, whatever you do. Rip it and zip it. Cool. Rip it and zip it.
He likes to zip it. He likes to zip it.
But it's simple. And it's got everybody doing it. And I know if he does it enough times, I mean, if they do that 10 times, 4 people buy. Okay, now all I gotta do is convince them to do it 10 times a day, and I got 4 sales a day. Wow, that's cool.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So I just have to figure out how to make them better, do more of it, not change the system.
That's what's up.
What? Huh? Why are you giggling? Because I can't remember zip.
You're not the only one.
I know. Okay, so don't try to reinvent the wheel. Take your system, get better and better and better at that system. Right? Refine you. Here's the second thing that I find that leaders have a hard time with, and what keeps them from building their business, and that is no personal enrollment. That is a killer. No matter how high up you get, you've got to continue to personally bring in people. You say, yeah, Rudy, I'm spending my time helping my organization. My organization is so big, I don't have time. I'm spending my time helping them. Remember the basics. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Whatever the leader does is what the team will do. If you start saying, oh, I am helping my organization, guess what they start saying? I'm going to go help my organization. And then the next level says, well, gee, if he's doing that or she's doing that, then I'll go help my organization. And then the next level says, well, and pretty soon nobody's enrolling. And pretty soon nobody's selling. And everybody's helping. And they think they're busy. Yeah, because they're on the phone and they're doing paperwork and they're calling customer care because their distributor needs some help, so they're doing it for them. And I'm helping. I'm being a good person. Wrong. Totally wrong. Spend your time and bring in new people. Because the moment you keep doing, when you keep doing that and your organization looks up, they lose their excuses. See, when they can't come to you now and say, well, it's hard to get people into business when you're doing it all the time. Isn't that true? You've got to keep that example going. So, no personal enrolling. Here's the next thing. We talked about this yesterday, the opposite side of it, but small thinking, setting small goals, not thinking big, right? Look up here. What do you see? What do you see?
A dot.
A dot. Who sees a dot? Cool. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're not thinking big. I said, look up here. What do you see? You say, you see a dot. No, you don't. You see a board with a dot on it. Isn't that true? No.
That was a good one.
No. You're still wrong. I said, look up here. You see a board with a dot on it that's in the front of a room with these signs. Isn't that true? No. I said, look up here. What do you see? You see a dot on a board in the front of the room with a crazy guy talking. You understand what I'm saying to you? See, your distributors are that way. They're all looking at the dot. Stop them from looking at the dot. Look at the bigger picture. Look at life. Look at what can be available to you. They're looking at these little goals instead of looking at the bigger picture of what God wants us to have. It's out there. The whole universe is for us.
Amen.
Anything we want. But you got to open up your thinking. You got to be thinking bigger. So, when you start thinking small goals, you're looking at the dot.
Oh, shit.
And part of that thinking big is no excuses. Right? Don't let people make excuses. Everybody has reasons for why they can't do. Everybody. Right? Has some kind of a reason, an excuse. Don't let people use excuses. Take excuses away. Another part of, in my opinion, of this small thinking, another part of it is work. Not the small thinking as far as the effort that they put in. Remember, we've been making a big deal out of not so much W-O-R-K, but more out of activity. You've got to get people active. Get them thinking of doing, not of the result. Okay? Because the more effort they put in, again, Terry with his rip it and sip it. See, even old people can learn. Again, it's activity, right? And the activity is what causes success. It's not the work, it's the activity. It's doing something over and over. That's why that penny story worked. That's what changed. What changed in Rudy back in 1970 by Marty Day giving me those paper clips and making me do 10 a day was not because I wasn't working. I was working. I was not lazy. I was willing to work. But what it did was it changed my attitude. All of a sudden, I didn't care if people said yes and no. Because my results came from handing out the 10 a day. If I did that, I was successful. But that created the result. Where before that, I would go talk to one person, they said no, I'd be devastated. And I wouldn't talk to anymore. Does that make sense? It's that law of averages. See, and it doesn't matter if this gentleman goes out and he talks to 10 people, and he gets 5 people to join, and she goes out and she talks to 10 people, and she gets 3 to join, and this wonderful person over here goes out and not that I don't know your name, I mean, I'm just saying, and whoever it is, if they go out and they talk to 10 people and I only get 1 to join, does it matter? I go out and talk to 10, I only get 1. I'm not as good as Arabella, I'm not as good. Does it matter? No, because tomorrow she goes talks to 10 and she's got 3. He goes talks to 10, he's got 5. She goes talks to 10 and she's got 2. I go talk to 100. I got 10. You say, but Rudy, you had to work 10 times harder. Yeah, I don't care. But I win. I win. I got more than they got. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what's up.
So I don't care about the work. I know how I can win. So make sure you're teaching people that activity. It's not the work, it's the activity that makes them successful. Here's the next thing that I think is a situation. And that is taking rejection personally. That's basically what we just talked about. And I'm not saying this so much for you because most of you got to this level, you've already overcome that. Because you got rejected, right? A lot. But what I'm saying that to you for is you have to train your new people on rejection. And one of the things you do when you talk about activity is you are teaching them that there are no's and yeses. Aren't you? Yes. When you're saying go out and talk to 10 and you're only going to get 3 to join, what you're really saying is you're going to get 7 who laugh at you. You're going to get 7 who say no. You're going to get 7 who don't, and that's okay. So you're teaching them in advance that they're going to get rejected. Because one of the biggest reasons that people don't continue, remember that guy or that girl that you showed the product to and you showed the business to and she was just on fire? Going to do this thing and make a fortune, and the next day you can't find her? Yeah. You know why? Because she went home with her enthusiasm and told her sister about it, and her sister said, "Are you crazy?" Isn't that right? That's where that fire went. She got rejected 1 time, and it's over. So you have to prepare them for that rejection. That's the key. Preparing them in advance, letting them know, hey, everybody's not going to say, yes, that's good. It's going to work. Okay? So, taking rejection personally, teaching people that. Here's another thing I think that causes people to be super successful, and that is focusing on the money and not on the people. If you only focus on the dollars and cents that you'll get, you're not going to go far. Well, can you make money? Yes. But you won't go to the top. You go to the top by focusing on the people. Because if you focus on the people, will the money come? Yeah. Help 5 people become 5Ks and put $1,000 in their pocket a month. Will you make money? Yes. Heck yeah. Help people become 10Ks. Will you make money? Yes, automatically. So your focus has to be on other people, and it'll work for you. Right? Remember what the master book says, that whatever you hand out comes back.
Multitude.
In multitudes, right?
Yes.
So that's the whole secret to success. He who wants to, how did the master teacher say it? He who wants to be the greatest must become the least. So those words aren't probably wasn't right in the Bible, but that's the concept, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be the greatest, you must become the least. The servant
of the master.
That's who becomes the greatest. So here's the next thing that I think. And you know, as I focus this, I'll tell you, I came up under Jim Rome. He was a good friend, and he's just an outstanding guy. Well, one of the things Jim used to say that I picked up early on, he used to say, beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. Wow. Did you get that? Yes. Beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. Because if you have to do it and be dishonest about it, if you have to do it and be, crooked about it and hurt other people in a way, when you get what you want, it may not be so valuable. You understand? It might not look as pretty when you get it. Beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. Last but not least, and that is not understanding that problems would cause our success. That without problems, you'll never have successes. Without those discouragements, you're never going to have the rewards. Without disappointments, you're never going to have the opportunities. You got to be willing to take those negatives with the positives. There'll be some months when you get into business and everything will go right. And there'll be some months where no matter what you do, everything goes wrong. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
So, those are some tips for you. And in closing today, I want to leave you with this. We talked yesterday about duplication. And we talk a lot in Symmetry. And in this business, we talk a lot about dollars and cents. And that's one of the reasons we're all here. We need to make more money. We love our products, but we want to share them. We want to reach goals for us, ourselves and our families, and so on. But I want to point to you, and I've done this before, back in the days when we had the inner circle and stuff, I did some of this. But I want you to understand how valuable this business is. Not just valuable as far as the dollars and cents you earn today, but the value of what you're building. Remember, you are in your own business, right? Yes. And that business has value. Here's what I mean. Let me ask you a question. Today, in today's world, if you put money in the bank, how much will the bank give you in interest?
0.5%.
0.5%? Right.
Right.
They charge you $25 to have the account, right? So it costs you money to put money in the bank, right? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Okay. But let's make things good. Let's assume you have a great account. There are some accounts today that will give you as much as 2%.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, really. Okay. So let's look at this. If you have, let's assume that you put $250,000 in the bank.
I'll help you.
Let's assume you had $250,000. You put it in the bank. % on that. Okay? What's 2% of $250,000? $5,000. That's in 12 months. Correct? Divide 5,000 by 12. That equals about $400 a month. True? Minus what Uncle Sam thinks. And what the state takes, if you have state tax. Fortunately, I moved to Texas, no more state tax. Yay! Now I can even say y'all. I'm officially a Texan, I can say y'all. I can even say all y'all.
Probably moved to that.
Okay? But, so, are you with me?
Yeah.
This is simple. I put $250,000 in the bank, cash. Okay? I'm making 2%, which is very high in today's world. You're probably not going to find that. But if you did, that'd be $5,000 a year that I would earn, which is $400 a month minus taxes. Okay? How many of you right now in your business are making $400 a month as your residual income in Symmetry?
Residual? I think so.
In the total month, right?
$400 a month.
Including your enrollment check?
No. In your residual.
Just your organization.
Your organization.
Right.
Your monthly check.
Right.
All of you are.
Right.
So you got here. So my point to you is this. You are saying to yourself sometimes, I'm not making as much as I'd like to make. I wish I was making more, and gee, I'm doing this working. Look at it from another point of view. If you have a residual check coming in of $400 a month, you have a business that's like having $250,000 in the bank. Hello?
Hello?
Does that make sense? That's the value. You see that $400 a month, all of a sudden now, man, that just got bigger.
Right.
See, it's not a pay. You're not getting a pay. That's a residual. That's coming in as if you had cash in the bank. Because if you don't work tomorrow, are you still going to get that $400 check?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you won't get your rapid income because you're not recruiting new people. You'll get some of the rapid income because some of your people are still working. You'll get your second, third, and fourth level rapid income. So that's part of your residual, what you're getting from your team. The only thing that wouldn't be considered in this 400 is the 25% you get from enrolling yourself and the sales you personally do. Everything else, if you're making $400, $250,000 in the bank. Wow. Double that a little. What if you had $500,000 in the bank? That's roughly $10,000 at 2% a year, which is $800 a month. Y'all have that much coming in already in residual income. You got your business is worth $500,000. Hello?
Yeah.
Is that a different way of looking at your income? Yes, it is. How would you like to be a millionaire? If you put $1 million in a bank right now, and they give you 2% interest, you're going to get yourself $20,000 a year, which is about $1,800 a month. Is that 18 times 12?
16.
No, it's only 16, yeah. If you have a business right now that's making you $1,600 a month as residual income. Who was here yesterday? Here's a good story. Now, we knew someone in this room. They're not here. Did you meet that young guy, young fella, Jason Ovid?
No, Jason Basson or Jay Ovid?
Ovid.
Jay.
Yeah. His mom, Lystra Sampson Ovid, down in Trinidad. Guys from Trinidad know her. Okay, Lystra. Lystra's been with us for like ever. She was actually with me in the other company before. So Lystra's been in the business probably since about 80, I would guess 87, 88 or something like that, in Trinidad. Okay? She has made, in all those years, she makes, probably to this day, she still makes 5,000-6,000 US a month. And she's not working. I mean, I shouldn't say that because she still comes to the meetings and she's still around, but she's not actively building. She started back. Well, she was at the meeting this time when I was down there.
She's in Hawaii. She's in Hawaii.
She was in Hawaii. She has spent a lot of, she did. She made it to Hawaii. Good. But there were years there where she wasn't doing a lot, so apparently she's back. But she has lived on her Symmetry business all these years. 5,000-6,000 a month, which is more than 1,600. So
you multiply that by 6.5.
Divide it, well, and what she's earning, let's say it's $5,000 a month.
Yeah, that's
times 6, that's 30.
5,000 in Trinidad.
Yeah, in Trinidad dollars, because it's 6 to 1 down there on their economy. Okay, but Lystra, as a school teacher in Trinidad, became a U.S. millionaire. Because to make the money she's making, she'd have to have several $1 million in the bank. Whether she's working or not, she's making that money. Isn't that exciting? Yes. Wouldn't you all like to build something like that? So the point is, don't just look at your Symmetry business as the cash I'm getting, I'm paying my bills. No, you are building a retirement for yourself that you could never get somewhere else unless you put a fortune in a bank. One other simple way that you can look at your business is this. How many of you have ever been in business? Okay. If you sell a business, that business has a value to it, doesn't it?
Yes.
True. Okay? In most businesses, I'm trying to keep this simple, but in most businesses, the value of that business is usually about 4 or 5 times what the earnings are of that company. Okay? So in other words, if I had a company making, I don't know, let's say $100,000 a year, the value of that business would be worth about $400,000 or $500,000. Why? Because if I came in to buy, or someone came in to buy that business, they say that my return on my investment would be about 20%. It's worth 5 times. Does that make some sense? Okay. So let's assume that you have a business right now, and your business is just making. Let's assume that your business is making $500 a month in residual. Now, when I'm talking here, I'm talking about residual, because the other monies are monies that you earn for the effort you put in, that 25% and product sales, right? So let's assume that I'm earning $500 a month in my residual. From my rapid income, second level, third and fourth, and from my residual income. That is how much profit a year? That's $6,000, right? That's $6,000 profit a year. My business is worth 4 to 6 times in this kind of a business. Okay? But in this industry, if I were to go and want to buy, say, the Avon company, we would take their income per year, we would multiply that by about 5 in this industry, in direct selling. Okay? So 5 times 6, you have a business that is worth, if you wanted to sell it, $30,000. Just from a residual income of $500 a month. Your business is valued at $30,000 already. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Wow. So that means now start to multiply that a little bit. What if you were making $1,000 a month? 60,000. In residual. You got a business worth $60,000. And so on. Get that up to $15,000 a month. You got $1 million business that you could sell for $1 million. I'm not kidding you. Somebody walked in and said, looked at your business and said, wow, this guy's making 15 grand a month. It's worth about a 5 times earning, as long as it's residual. It's coming in whether I'm doing something or not, remember? Okay? I thought where business would be in that. You could sell it for $1 million. Wow. Pretty cool, huh? So look at your business, is all I'm trying to say, is look at your Symmetry business as a leader here, not just in what you're getting every month, and think that that's a little bit of extra income. You have something that you couldn't build somewhere else. Right? If you want to retire, if you're thinking about retirement someday, build up your residual income. We have, you know, almost been around a while. You know, we have people in this business today in Symmetry that have been around for many years that you have never seen, that still get huge checks every month. You saw some of the names. There was one. Did you see Ray and Janice Solis? Anyone see that name? Has anyone in this room ever met Ray or Janice? No. Oh, you met him once?
Yeah.
Oh, you did where?
Oh, the old.
Oh, back in the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay? And I'll tell you a true story about that. When I took over Dynamite, which was in 1983, Ray and Janice had actually spun off before that and started their own company and failed. And they came and talked to me and said, can we come back to Dynamite? And I had just taken over the company. I said, sure, as long as you start from zero. Right? They couldn't have any of their old people back and so on, but they came back and they started from zero. Well, one of the people that they recruited when they came in, one of the first people they recruited, and I remember doing the meeting. I went to New York, to New Jersey actually, to do this meeting, for this young Filipino lady who was very excited and was broke, had no money. And I actually helped chip in that day to pay for the meeting room for her. Guess who that lady was? Anita Alviero. And Anita took off, and of course she did great. She built a huge business, and you should have seen Anita in those early days. You see her today, and she's kind of calm and relaxed. Man, she was a shaker and mover. I never saw Anita in those early days when she didn't have, some of you remember when we started Symmetry, we had a triangle black box that had a diet plan in it, okay? And we had a NutriPack, okay, in a square box. And then we had a little box of aloe. It was just about that high, and we shrunk wrapped it together with the NutriPack. So it was a little bottle of concentrated aloe. Remember that? And Anita walked around everywhere she went. Whenever I saw her in those days, walking it through a hotel, going to a meeting, from a meeting, she had the triangle box and the NutriPack box in her hand, an empty one. Everywhere she went with that. That was kind of her button. Because as she was carrying this stuff around, people would say, "What's that?" That's how she opened the door. And you know what she did. I mean, she just, and all of the business that goes down through the Caribbean is downline from Anita. Goes from her to Carl Nelson and through Barbara Comina. And all of that business down in the Caribbean goes through her. Isn't that amazing? Right? And it was because of Ray and Janice Solis. They enrolled it. We have met. Have you met them, Brandon?
Of course.
You remember Ray Johnson?
Sure.
Okay.
We still talk to Ray. Calls in.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Good. But none of you have ever seen that. That's my point. And they still get a check every single month for the last 20-some years, because even before Symmetry started, they get a check every single month from them. Is that cool? Think about the value that they have in that business. We just talked about
Thompson.
yeah.
Ovid.
No, I can't remember the first name now.
Lystra.
Lystra. We just talked about Lystra and how long she's been going and doing and continuing to earn. And there's lots of people in our company like that you guys never see who have these kind of checks coming in because they built value for themselves in the years that they were working. Is that fair?
Yes, very
So
fair.
that's what I'm trying to share with you. You have something of value here, not just a few dollars that you get. Where you're working now, do you get that value? No, you might get a little bit of retirement income if it's still going to be there. You might get a few dollars in Social Security if it's still there by the time some of you need it, some of your organizations need it. But even if you get it, what is it? Nothing. You know, it's like it's a terrible system, right? It's like all your life you work and you put this money in, you take, it's like a squirrel. You get a squirrel and he's collecting these nuts that he wants to eat. But instead of eating them, you take them away, you take them away, you take them away, you take them away. All the years that they're working, you take some of the nuts away. And then all of a sudden, he gets old, they're retired, now you give him the nuts back. Well, he doesn't have any teeth to eat them with anymore. So guys, I want to thank you for everything that you've done. I very much thank Cassie and Brandon and John for what they've done in this last period. They've really worked very, very hard at putting this together. We've got a lot of exciting things happening in the future where we want to make sure that Symmetry continues to grow, that we really are trying to focus on getting some young people involved. Yeah. We need some young people to make this thing to do that, and we'll share some of those with you as we get into the future. But thank you very much. I love you all very much. I'm here and so happy that Symmetry is changing your life. Thank you all.
My brother, good to see you. Okay. Yeah, I get some. What is this? What's on? I guess. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, I'd like to work on it. You know.
No problem. Because my nephew wanted to take it to Nigeria.
Really good. Did you get much? You got most of it?
Yes, I got most of it. Good job. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah. Can you hand it back now?
Your time, 9:30 my
That's my biggest
Let's talk about it. Wednesday's good. Let me try to get your passcode. Hey, buddy. Enjoy it, man.
Great, man. Had a great time.
All right, same here.
That ad a glance is all I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then put that on the website, at a
It
glance.
should be there already.
You have on the landing page. So we might have to go to at a glance. They can click on it right there. And walk right over to that. Thanks, man.
You got it,
R1.
buddy. Enjoy it, man. All right, we'll do it. I'll meet you, okay? I'll go this way.
Hello. Mr. Clan.
My brother. How are you doing?
You mentioned. Thank you. I got 3.
3. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you. But I'm close right now.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I heard of all the great things going on. What about? I'm trying to follow about the joy. All right. Good joy. Good joy.
My other goal is to see how quick that builds.
Oh, yeah, well, we
All right.
Be able to log in. You have to place an order through your back office. Place a regular one-time order for yourself. Okay. Now if you pull down, you'll have a free 30 days of the app. When are we going to do this? Place your own or personal order. No. Place your order. The lid that comes on. Quantity. Back office. Why did you do 3 on Monday?
Oh, okay, no, I
and I'll plug it in myself, and then 2 hours later, you'll get an email with obviously the username and password. I can share mine right now, but and then I'll test it once we do it on Monday. I'll get it on my phone. Right. Verify if it works, I'll call you and you're good to go.
Okay, no,
Yeah, I'll definitely get you one up. That part is good.
what I wanted it was somebody to try it.
Oh, definitely, good.
That's what I need. Because I'm like, oh, every time I try it, and I'm like, I don't feel on the elbows. Because I get frustrated and say, okay, I'm losing.
So yeah, definitely give me a call. We'll get you set up.
All right.
I don't want to go in there and have them have a really good story. And then they can't find it now. Now all we've done is destroy a lot of people's lives.
I guess they're that you were going to be singing today.
I think that this part of that.
That's what I'm getting.
Oh, so you're gonna be at the church?
Sorry, I wasn't really involved.
I know.
But that,
I'm 7 after 11.
That's their responsibility.
I just needed to know that.
I want a person that by sending her get sales. We do business supposed to be secure, not covered. Does that make sense?
Brandon, tell you about
If
it.
you're saying business without
I have
You gotta invite me, man. Oh, I can do that too.
Yeah.
You can do that too.
That's what I was telling you. Now you got
We work with your mom. Just let me know. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We get out there.
I need to see myself.
How you get in? If you see it, you don't even see the actor.
You can't go back. There's no choice. No plan B. I like Will Smith. I had that one show.
Don't make it work, yeah. Share three nationalities. So with them, actually, it wasn't me, it was Catalan Rudy. Are we able to? I've got some better things. I didn't think it up. That was done yesterday. Oh,
Yeah, I saw Rudy.
You know, but yeah, so, you know, you see the type of integrity and work ethic and that's still that I have my own having trouble in the business. I have a great faith in the business. And it was one of the things that stopped me that I just really worked out. Is to use the resources even though it's one that I want to bring and I think we do it. When I can easily reach out, that makes myself like